Hi, I'm Tim and welcome to this video. If you remember, a while back I did a review, an unboxing and setup video for the SofaBaton X1S Universal Premium Remote Control. Well, SofaBaton have kindly sent me another product, and it is the SofaBaton U2, which is their economically priced, universal, programmable learning remote control. So in this video, what we'll do is get this unboxed, take a look inside, see what you get for your money, and I'll also do a setup video to show you how easy it is to set this up. Now, I've already been testing this and using it on a day-to-day basis, and I have to say this is one of the best universal remote controls I've used so far. Now, I've used various ones from One for All and also previously the Logitech Harmony, and I have to say this one is a lot better. They've done a great job of this remote control, and also of course the X1S. However, that's their premium one, and this one is priced economically here in the UK at around £80. So what we'll do is now take a look inside the box, see what you get for your money, and then we'll go on and I'll show you how to set it up in the app. So let's get started. And here we are with the SofaBaton U2 Universal Remote Control, and of course it's programmable. So it's got a learning function in it where you can teach it the commands from the other remote controls and program it into this remote control here. So let's have a look inside the box. It's in a nicely presented box, which the lid slowly slides upwards until it pops out, as you can see. And inside the box we have the usual booklet that SofaBaton provide, and this is a comprehensive booklet which provides you with all the details about the remote control, product name, Bluetooth remote controller, model U2, and the FCC ID, FCC warning, and so on. And also on the other side they provide you with details of how to insert the batteries, how to adopt it into the app, and how to set it up with various devices. So I'll put the guide to one side. Here inside the box we have the SofaBaton U2 Universal Programmable Remote Control with Learning function. And also in the box they nicely provide two sets of AA batteries. So here we are with the SofaBaton U2 Universal Remote Control, and it's nice shiny front on the top surface here. We have at the top the TV button, which you can reprogram, for example, to turn off TV or a satellite TV box, cable box, and so on. Then there's the scroll wheel here, which scrolls up and down, and what this does is select the device from the OLED screen here. So this is an OLED screen which lists all your devices, which I will show you later on in this video, and which you use the scroll wheel to select the device that you want to activate for the keys for navigation, numbers, and so on. We also have another power button here which you can use to turn off or on a TV, for example, but you can of course reprogram a lot of these buttons here to do what you want depending on what device you're using. Then to the right of the scroll wheel there's what I call a back button or a back exit button, which of course you can again reprogram. Then there's the usual remote control buttons. So for example, this would bring up a menu, that would be a home button, and then you've got an I info button. Then you've got the volume up and down, and then in the center here you've got a navigation button which goes up, down, left and right. In the center of that there's an OK button as well. Then to the right of these we've got a program up, down selection button, and then we've got a mute button and also another back or an exit button, which of course you can use the other back button at the top here or this one down here. Then you've got the usual fast forward, rewind, play, pause, record and stop, and then you've got the coloured function buttons as well here. So we've got the red button, green, yellow and blue, which you find on a lot of remote controls and which do various functions depending on what device you're using, of course. Then of course you have the number buttons, so 1 through 9 and then 0 at the bottom. And then on the left side there's also a dash or a hyphen button, and then there's an E button to the right of the 0 here. So it's a full remote control, and I like it because it's got the number buttons on. So I'm a traditionalist, as you would call, and I prefer remote controls with the number buttons on, whereas the SofaBaton X1S doesn't have number buttons, but you can actually select, of course, channels using the navigation buttons and also the guide buttons. So if you want to bring up your TV guide, for example, or depending on what app you're using, you would use the navigation buttons to select the channels you want to watch. So I prefer to use the number buttons as well for navigation, which makes it a bit easier in my case, but that's just a personal choice, of course. Now, it's a really nice designed remote control, and it's, as I said, it's really tactile. It's got a good grip to it, so it fits in the hand nicely. Now, when you do put the remote control down, the OLED screen will automatically turn off. By default, it sets to 5 seconds, so the display will go off, and also the buttons, I have to say, are illuminated, so they do light up as well. So once you put the remote down, the OLED screen will turn off, and also the lights will turn off on each of the buttons. Probably wondering what the size of it is. Well, for the height, it's 8.0 inches from top to bottom, or 205 millimeters, depending on what measurement system you like to use. The width is 1.97 inches, or 50 millimeters, and the depth is 1.18 inches, or 30 millimeters. So that's at the deepest point. As you'll see, it goes narrower towards the top of the remote, and then it's thicker towards the bottom where you grip it for holding it, which is a really nice design. The weight is for 6 ounces, which equates to 170 grams, and the display is a 1.3 inch OLED display, which is here, as I've said. It takes 2 AA alkaline batteries, and the battery life for this is on average lasts up to 60 days. Yes, it's not a really long time, but however, don't forget you've got an OLED display which is being powered on and used by the batteries as well as the backlighting. Of course, you can turn the backlighting off and you can change the timer on the OLED display, which will obviously make the battery last a little bit longer as well. And of course, it depends on how much you're using your remote control. We get the OLED screen, and what it's saying is connect to SofaBaton app. So what you need to do is pair it via Bluetooth to the SofaBaton app, so you can add your devices in and then program the various keys to how you want them programmed, or for example, learning function if the device is not in their database. Now, in the SofaBaton database, they do have over 500,000 different brands and devices and models of products that you can add into this device. Now, it supports infrared devices as well as Bluetooth. It doesn't support Wi-Fi devices, but as I said in the other video when I did the review and setup of the SofaBaton X1S remote control, that also supports Wi-Fi. So to set this up, as it only supports Bluetooth and infrared, what you do is pair the device using the 2 buttons at the bottom. So you hold these 2 buttons down, which is the hyphen or dash button with the E button, hold them down for a few seconds, and then what it will do is pop up in the app for you to allow you to ask you to connect to the device. So it asks you to connect to the remote control so you can upload the programmable devices. So you can upload your TV, Fire TV stick, cable box, satellite box and so on into the remote control. And once you've finished doing all that and you've finished learning, using the learning function, that is, to program the various keys or reprogram them, which you can do in the device. So even if you adopt a device and want to reallocate the keys, you can also do that via the learning function. So you don't have to use certain keys for do certain things if you don't want to. So once you've set up all your devices, then what you can do is just disconnect the remote control from Bluetooth from the app, and then you can just use it like a normal universal remote control. So it doesn't need full cloud access all the time. Now, it will accept and you can program into the remote control up to 15 devices in at the same time. So that's brilliant. I don't think anyone would probably use more than 15 devices and have 15 remote controls. Maybe one or two if you do out there, but I doubt there'd be that many. As I've said, I've already been using it and testing it for quite a while now, and I have to say it's the best remote control I've used out of the Logitech Harmony, and also some of the One for All remote controls, which I've always used in the past. I'm certainly happy with this one. So what we'll do is get this adopted into the app, program it with a couple of devices, and then I'll show you how to also use the learning function on it as well. So we'll get right to that now. So here we are at the app, as you all see off the screen, and what I've done is loaded this up from my mobile phone, so you can download the SofaBaton app from either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Now it works with Android and also iPhone devices, so it works with Apple and Android. And what you need to do is first go into the application. Of course, you have to register for a start. So I've already registered as I used it to program my X1S remote control. So what we're going to do is once you open the app, you need to make sure first though that you have enabled Bluetooth and also location on your mobile phone, because it just uses this for nearby devices. So it just needs both of those enabled to be able to detect and find the remote control via Bluetooth. So what we'll do is once we've programmed the remote control, we can then disconnect the app, of course, and log out of the app as well. So what you first need to do is click on the remote control. So here we've got the U series, so click this, and then what you need to do is press the two pairing buttons. Now these are the buttons that you need for pairing. The one with the hyphen or dash, and it's the left side of the 0 key, and also the E key, which is to the right of the 0. So hold these down both at the same time, and then you should get pairing up on the screen. And as you can see on the computer screen, we've got connect. So what we'll do is click connect, and then it will say add a device on the remote control screen here, and also add a device on the app, as you can see here as well. So click add, click on infrared, search in the database, and then we'll type in Sky. Now what we need is Sky Q, and as you can see, if we scroll down, we've got Sky Q. Now we've got the 2 terabyte model box, however mine isn't a 2 terabyte, so what we'll do is select Sky TV, and then we'll go with Sky Q IR remote and click on this. Then you'll see we've got the keys, which are all green. So they have green borders around them, which means they've been programmed into the remote. So you'll see any without the green borders around them. What it means is those keys have not been programmed. So what you can do later on is, if you wish, you can program those individual keys to do certain functions as you wish. So all you need, of course, is the original remote so that you can use the learning function. So what we'll do is click next. And then for the icon, we'll change this to something that looks a bit like a satellite box. So for example, this one, and click complete. It will then proceed to download the infrared code to your remote. Now, as you can see on the screen, on the remote control, it's also saying downloading as well as in the app. So we'll just wait for this to complete. And then once it's complete, it will say complete on screen. And then as you will see, on the remote control, we now have Sky TV in there. So what it's done is added the Sky TV box into the remote control. So all you need to do then is click complete on the app, and you'll now see that the device has also appeared in the app. So what you can also do now is in the top left corner, click the 3 dots, and this takes you into the main menu for the SofaBaton app, where you can select info about, frequently asked questions, guide, video tutorials, contact support, survey, disconnect remote, and settings. So if we click on settings, you'll see we've got options to light up remote screen when holding up. That's enabled. So what that means is whenever you pick up the remote, the light on the remote control will turn on automatically. You can also adjust the remote control screen brightness, so it's set by bright to default. So what you can do is select medium or bright. So I like to use mine on bright. And then for the remote screen timeout, what it will do is if you're not using the remote or you haven't interacted with it, for example, then it will turn the lights off after 5 seconds. You can change this, of course, by clicking and select 5 seconds, 10 or 30. So I'll leave it at 5. You can also factory reset the remote control. And then below this, you'll see you've got your account settings. So you can go ahead and delete your user account if you want, or log out of the account and app. So what we'll do is go back and back again. And what you can also do then is click on the device, and then you will see we've got the device name. So you can rename it. You can also change the device icon again, and then you can select remote keys. So if you click on remote keys, you will see it brings the picture up of the remote control, which it does once you've added a device. Now, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that there's a table here which tells you about assigned keys. So all the keys which have green borders around them are already assigned. Blue ones, so any with blue borders, they are learned keys, which I'll show you in a moment. And the orange ones are macro keys, and red are Bluetooth keys. So of course the ones with black borders, they are unallocated. So for example, in this case, as you'll see, I've got my Amazon Fire Original remote here next to the SofaBaton U2. So say if we want to program the Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, and also the Amazon Music keys, which are on the Fire TV remote control, into the SofaBaton U2. So to do this, what you would do is click, for example, the red button, which will put them in the red, green, yellow and blue buttons here, as they are unallocated. So what we'll do is click the red button. Then what you need to do is select Learn from Original Remote. Then what you need to do is just hold the original button down on the original remote. So in this case, we're programming the red one, so we'll put that to Netflix. So what we'll do is hold down the Netflix button on the original Amazon Fire remote, and as you will see, it's saying learned key successfully. So now you will see that that key has got a blue border around it. So if you want to reprogram, say, the other keys, you will click green, for example, learn from original remote, and then say we'll allocate this to, for example, we'll allocate this to Disney Plus. So what we'll do is click the Disney Plus key, hold it down, and then as you'll see, it's the learned key successfully. So that's how easy it is to use the learning function of the SofaBaton U2 remote control. Now, of course, you can delete those functions if you want by clicking the key which has been allocated. And then all you need to do is select clear this key, which will then free up that key so you can reprogram it for something else. So in this case, we'll just click cancel. Now, as we've covered everything in this video, I think now I'll end it here. But what I will say is, would I recommend SofaBaton U2 to my friends and colleagues? Yes, I would. And as I've said, I've been testing this SofaBaton U2 for a while now, and it's been my day-to-day daily remote control which I've used, and I'm saying I really like it, and I will be keeping it and using it as the replacement for the original remotes, which I've had multiple ones of, and also my one-for-all universal remote. So I'll be using the SofaBaton U2 from now on. Now, as I've said earlier in this video, they are priced at around £80, but I feel that they're well worth it. And when you consider how many products there are in the database, which is over 500,000, and you have to consider that they have to keep this database updated as new products are released, and which they are all the time. So there's always new models and new products being released which they have to keep up with, then I think you can warrant the price that they're charging for this. Now, also just to say that SofaBaton have not told me what to say in this video. They haven't seen this video before being uploaded to YouTube, and all opinions in this video are of my own. However, SofaBaton did send me this U2 remote control free of charge so that I could bring you a review and show you what SofaBaton products they have on the market at the moment. So that'll do for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon with more videos. Bye for now.